Hey, this is Matt Roberts, Director of Scouting for Titan Scouting. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite phrases, when someone is a legend in their own neighborhood. When you're a legend in your own neighborhood, what does that mean? That means that you are famous in your immediate geographic area, your town, maybe the next town over. So your neighbors, your friends, the people who see you all the time, the local papers, they think you're awesome. And they think you're better than anybody else in the more extended area, possibly the region, and in their minds, possibly the country, simply because they haven't seen everybody else. So when you're a legend in your own neighborhood, that's not a problem. It's okay where people have fans, local fans. You know, I grew up watching Little Johnny play, or I grew up watching Little Sally play, and she's the best, and he's the best, and my kid idolizes them. That's all great. The problem comes is when you start believing your press. When you start believing those fans, and you really shouldn't believe those fans. Let me explain to you. I had an athlete come to me. His mother came in, she said, my son is a great player. I said, okay. My son is better than this player here who's starting over him at this school. I said, okay. The kid played basketball. My kid's better than him. Okay. That's what everyone says. Who says that? Well, our friends say it. Other parents on the team say it. So I said, okay, all right, I'll take a look at it. So I look at the film. I look at the kid and I say, not even close. Not even close. I mean, he's good. He's okay. But this kid's exponentially better. So they're filling your head with what you want to hear. And the problem with the legend in your own neighborhood fans are that they tell you what you want to hear. They're being nice. They're being polite. It's kind of like when your kid sucks at a school play, and he's in a talent show and does terrible, and the parents go, oh, yes, he did a good job, bro. That was great. Or if you have an ugly baby, and they say, oh, your baby's beautiful. And then behind the scenes, you're like, ugh. Right? These people don't have a good judge of character. Either they're being nice or they don't know. Because some of them don't even watch anything but the team itself. They don't understand from the grand scheme of things and compared to all the other athletes. I mean, let's look at just basketball. You have about 500,000 athletes who play basketball nationwide. And the percentage to go to college is like 3-point-something%. I'll have a video out. I have videos out. It'll be about percentages of getting to college at different levels. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but I'll get that squared away. All right? But it's around 3.3%, 3.5% to get to college. Any level, Division 1, 2, or 3. So in this case, it was basketball. And you thought my kid was the best. The kid's not the best. The problem is when you believe in the legend, you expect your athlete to be marketed as the legend dictates. So then they come to me and they go, my kid has to go to Division 1. And I'll say, he's not Division 1. And they can't believe it. Like, what? It's like, your kid's not Division 1. Your kid's not even Division 2, because D1 and D2, especially in basketball, are very, very similar. There's not much of a difference. The biggest difference between Division 1 and Division 2 is academics. D1 academics is actually higher than D2 academics, believe it or not. The overall average for Division 2 academics is lower in terms of acceptance than D1. Then D3 academics goes higher again, okay? So to compare the two is pretty fair. So I'd say your kid's probably Division 3, and depending on where you're marketing your athlete, you might be limiting his or her value, because using the Northeast where we're based, okay, based out of New Jersey, using the Northeast, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Delaware, there is a ton of basketball talent up here, a ton. And marketing your athlete here, you have to compete with all of this talent in this area. There's a boatload of it. If you go to North Carolina or South Carolina, it's a different type of basketball, and you have to compare your athlete to that talent down there, and that's a ton of talent. Florida, same way. Any state. The difference is how does your athlete compare? So if you're saying, I want my athlete marketed here in these 2 or 3 states, well, you have to consider how many other athletes are out there and how more competitive it is. So when I marketed this athlete, after a lot of discussion and a lot of work, it came down to that coaches said second or third on my list. I like the kid, but I got this from every coach. I like this kid, but I have two people in front of him, two players in front of him. Fact of the matter is, the kid wasn't good enough. And the kid believed the parents, which, believe your parents, I get it, but you also have to have a third party. It's my job to be your stabilizing touchstone, your reality check. You come to someone like me, this is what I do. I'm not here to mince words, because coaches won't mince words. Either you're good or you're not good. Either you can play or you can't play. I always try to oversell my kids a little bit, but realistically. If a kid can play, I'll say, okay, you know what, maybe a couple small Division I. If he's close enough to Division I, a couple small Division Is might want to take a look, might see something. But if the kid's not D1, I'm not going to market him D1. There's no point. Because that makes me look bad, number one. Number two, it's a waste of your money because it's a disservice to your athlete. And number three, it's a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. It doesn't look good for you at all. It doesn't help anybody. All right? You're wasting time and money marketing your kid where he doesn't belong. So I had a father say to me one time about his kid, my kid was a Division I player that he played at another school. Okay? He shut the kid down one game. Shut him down. He shut this kid down. He was going to Division I. I said, fine. And I tell the story to everybody. I said, okay, let me ask you this question. When Allen Iverson entered the NBA and he met Michael Jordan for the first time, and he crossed over Michael Jordan, broke his ankles on the court, how many times did he do that? Father said, once. I said, right, one time. And after that, Michael Jordan shut him down the rest of the game. Okay? If your kid shut down a Division I recruited kid 3 out of 5 times, 4 out of 5 times, then I could say, all right, there's something there. But just because he did something to him once, you could beat anybody once. You can get a lucky punch. The problem is, this kid didn't have the skill set. And you have to be willing to do what it takes to go to the next level. I'll have a video out here soon about going to the next level and what it takes, what you have to do as an athlete to get to the next level, the sacrifices you'll have to make. But you cannot believe the hype. You can't believe the parents. You can't believe local press. And let's be honest, the sports writers, local sports writers, most of them never played beyond high school, if they played at all. I mean, let's be real. They're just writing stories. And they want to make the local fans happy, so people buy papers, and they say, look, my kid's in the paper, and then they spread it, and it goes viral, or they share it, or do whatever. That's what they want to do. And then you really can't believe your own judgment sometimes. Because there's two types of parents. There's very few of them that are realistic. I'm not putting the parents down, I'm being honest. There are very few parents that are realistic, that are right there in the zone. They're either super critical or super optimistic about their kid and unrealistic. My kid's Division I, and that's all I'm going to go. So your kid's not Division I. Or, I don't know, I don't think my kid's good enough. I'm like, I had a father say to me, I got his kid a Division I offer. Got him a Division I offer. He was a defensive lineman. Got him a D1 offer. The father said, I'll bet you dinner you don't get another Division I offer. I'm like, he said, we're done recruiting. We got our one offer. I said, no. We just started. We're only a couple months in. You got your D1 offer. Father didn't believe me. I said, either you don't trust me, and if you don't trust me, then why'd you hire me? Or you don't have confidence in your kid. Well, I ended up getting another D1 offer because that's what I do. But he didn't have the confidence in his kid. Or he was pessimistic. I don't know what the problem was. So you cannot be pessimistic. You cannot be overly optimistic. And if you find yourself in this area, I have the inevitable task of telling you that you're either being too optimistic or you're being pessimistic. And some parents don't want to hear it. Some parents don't want to hear the truth. I can't help you with that. My job is to do the right thing, to tell you the truth. My job is to educate you about the recruiting process and let you realize this is the business. And coaches aren't going to be nice and touchy-feely. They don't care about your feelings. They care about results. Is your son or your daughter going to help them win a national championship? If not, they're going to move on. Do they have a spot for your kid? Do you think they can fit into the program? If not, we're going to move on. That's it. It's clear, cut, and dry. So it's not the neighborhood friends and family being nice to you. It's just business. So that's my advice for today. Avoid believing the hype. Avoid being the legend in your own neighborhood. You can be a legend, but remember, the legend stops in the neighborhood. I'm Matt Roberts, Director of Scouting for Titan Scouting. If you need help with recruiting, get your athlete marketed, you want the real story on how to get things done, contact me, scouting@titanscouting.com, email, contact us at titanscouting.com through the website, Facebook, Instagram, even at RecruitBoss, which is also on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram. Again, this is Matt Roberts, hoping you know your goal.